Hello, this is Vincent Price. You are listening to the P Word. Welcome to hell. Listener discretion is advised.
It is.
I went into an adult fantasy store recently, and let me tell you, there was not a single fucking dragon in there. I mean, they barely even had armor, and all the armor they did have was just leather armor. Who uses a whip in a fantasy battle anyways?
Welcome to the American Moron Entertainment Network.
It's fucking unprofessional!
Got that right. So, there's that horrible fucking noise.
I like it.
It gives us a little bit of an edge, yeah. So, welcome back.
Ah, thanks. I wasn't here for a minute.
There we go.
I've been out of my mind.
I was in El Pissoir, but and we're here with Mark. Nice. Say hello, sir.
Welcome to the fray, Mark.
Oh, thank you.
God, this is your first time. You're like a virgin and shit.
It is.
Oh my God.
Just like I've been hearing about this for a while, and
Yeah, it's
Curiosity killed the cat.
It's kind of worse than you heard, but not as bad as you've heard.
It's not a good show. It's not.
yeah, but you got me down here with alcohol. So.
That's how we do it. We lure people.
That's
in.
what we do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
What's that? The alcohol luring, or?
I just like alcohol.
Oh, okay,
That's
gotcha.
my thing. Apparently,
Boom. Okay, we're gonna get
does
rid
that
of
work? Yeah, it works.
That was our thing. So, I will tell you, I do have some songs to play later.
Oh, good.
They're kind of twisted.
Your
but
songs are the best.
They're very messed up.
He's been working with AI and creating tunes.
That song you just heard was all AI.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, that's
It's our theme song.
It's our theme song.
Let him hear it. Let him hear the whole thing.
Let me bring it up. Hang on a minute.
I gotta pull up stuff here.
So there's two versions of it. This is not the version you just heard, but
Oh, I can't. Did you do the lyrics?
no, we this one, some of them, most of them, I have to tweak the lyric. Like I'll throw it out to AI, it'll do the lyrics, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like that, and then I'll just rework
Oh,
everything.
get the heck out.
Because sometimes the meter isn't right, so I have to fix it, and it doesn't curse as much as I like.
Fuck that!
Yeah, so with this one, we were in the middle of the show, and Tom from Tom's World was on, and we were talking about all the stuff I did, and he actually went out. Hey, Patricia.
Patricia Phillips, not Patty.
Yep. See, I tried to walk you into that, and you still said it anyway.
I gotta say,
you know?
I have to. It's my thing.
Jesus Christ.
She still loves me.
Yeah. So
We're going to be in Delco this weekend, Patricia. Ooh. That's right. The next 2 Sundays, Old School is going to be down there, so I expect to see you, unless you have a family event.
So Tom did one for
That's
us,
right, it stinks!
but most of it was like about him. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, we can't do that.
Tom?
We're not, yeah, it's guy. He does Tom's World. It's another
YouTuber
podcast.
that we're friends
Yeah.
with.
So I was like, all right. So during the show, I went out and said, okay, AI, make us lyrics about our podcast and put Paul and Jim in it
And a
blah, blah.
cocktail.
Yeah, and then it came up with the lyrics. I posted them in this other thing, and I said, okay, do the song, make it like metal, and that's what it came up with. That was during the show. There was no thought, no talent, nothing. It was like,
Wow.
yeah, it's crazy.
Tom and Jerry's.
Well,
Patricia. Tom
then-
and Jerry's.
I guess that's sweet justice then, because if you think about how a lot of musicians, got so upset. It's like, these producers,
It's revenge for all those chicks you got.
Exactly. Well, the producers saying, hey, we want you to use this amp. Oh, I made a lot of great records with this amp and these drums, and and then they start bringing their people in, and then it went from that to people like, well, now we could produce everything ourselves,
Yeah.
and we'll get a few session players here and there if we need them, but it's one
over,
person
Jerry.
writing and producing everything, and now it's great. It's like anybody that doesn't play.
Yeah,
can just,
when I was doing this, I was like, I want to do this on the podcast, but I kind of feel like a dick because it's a big fuck you to what you guys do, and I thought Mr. Adler here was going to be upset about it.
I don't care.
So we did it, and I think what's the hell? I think this is the first one we did. It was where Where is it? I think this one. This is just a song about buttocks.
So, but the thing is, AI is getting this from some copyrighted material. Is that right?
No, it's just going out there and getting pieces of like what is metal about, and it like grabs little chunks and tries to put it together. It's
Yeah,
really
little
weird.
chunks of copyrighted
No,
material.
not copyrighted. It just
Essence.
it gets the essence
Wow.
of it, but it's like you know.
he played this for me and didn't tell me who it was. You said you have to
Yeah,
listen to this
yeah.
tune, and I was like, oh, it's
Molly Hatchet.
no, I didn't say that. I said that guy who used to wear the makeup on his face and
Alice Cooper.
he sang like this.
Oh, King Diamond.
King Diamond. It sounded like King Diamond to me.
So we you know, I did this and I felt like, you know, he was gonna like, you know, hit me with an axe or something. And then, you know, we're laughing about
I was
laughing.
amused.
But Calico was here, and Calico started getting pissed.
He did.
And I totally agree with him. Like, I get that, because it was like, yeah, I'm just some idiot like sitting at my computer like, let's see what this does. You
And
know?
we're just in the beginning of it. You know, it's not really like, you know, imagine 5 years from now what the AI
Oh, I
is
know.
gonna do.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, like,
Would you like George Lynch or Ingve?
hello, Brie.
Well, I don't know. Hopefully, there's going to be a renaissance. Kind of like people are getting tired of the big box stores. They want mom and pops. They want
Yeah.
real stuff, not stuff that was, you know.
But I mean, different voice, everything. This is a song about farting in church. I mean, you know, it's dumb stuff like that.
But they're funny, dude.
Yeah.
But play him the Pugsley tune.
Oh,
Better-
right.
better
The hell is
guy in
that?
the neighborhood.
Our neighbor.
I know you're talking about.
This guy. It's the one. I've got two of them. Wait, we're gonna wait for that to go away.
Yeah.
All right.
I woke up today, sun shining bright, but there's bugs across the street giving me a fright. Screaming at his wife in his underwear, yelling at his dad, totally unaware. Oh, Buckley, you crazy prick, always causing trouble, such a douchebag schmuck with his stupid voice and his badass wife. Every single morning you ruin my life. I try to keep cool, but it's hard to ignore when he's screaming at the phone and slamming the door. I'm in the garage.
The Lisa broad.
Yeah.
Do you know her? Unless she's here for me.
There you go.
He's here for you.
Oh, okay.
We're killing that. But anyway, that's about our neighbor across the street.
Let's see.
What's that then?
Yeah. So
I'm friends. We're
yeah.
friends.
So
Hi, Lisa.
yeah. So Lisa and I were friends back in the tapping of, or not tapping vein. Back in the Tom Deck days. That's where we met, and then I hadn't seen her since I don't know. And then she came out to see us New Year's Eve, or not New Year's Eve. The last time we played the tower, I always not the tower,
water tower.
Water tower.
Yeah, I read on the internet that chicks dig guys who play the guitar.
That's what I heard.
Is that
too.
what they say?
That's what I heard, yeah.
She says, tell Mark. Lisa says hi. So the world needs more Phyllis Diller is what she says.
That's
actually.
true. That is true. That and maybe Matt Waylon Flower.
I liked Phyllis Diller. She was fun. Is it time?
It's time.
All right. And then I'll tell my Facebook
I'll play.
woes,
I'll
and
play
then
the beer.
Ariana's here. Mrs.
Hello?
Sulzer.
Sorry, had to be done.
Wow. And then we have to interview Mark.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Which we should.
We know the answers. Well, at least I do.
This
but
is for you.
Thank you. It's very plaid. It's dude.
Oh, what the hell! It wasn't doing that.
Where's that napkin? Where do you want me to go? The bathroom upstairs?
Behind the bar, maybe.
Never mind. He's got it.
We had an explosion and a premature beer
This
ejaculation.
is really unprofessional.
It is. It's terrible.
Here you go. Here's a bunch of toilet paper.
All right. Oh, that always works.
There you go.
It's just like how a girl uses it.
Yes.
What? Like this? How the hell do you take it off the roll?
So
You just like take the roll and stick it in your ass. What do you do?
no. So here, this is
It's the finger
I
wrap.
tease
It's the
Chris.
finger wrap,
I
right?
don't even get that. I was like, I know what you guys do. I said that's why the toilet cleaner. I was like, you make a nice big puff and you go boop, and then you throw it in the toilet. Then you do another one.
wait a minute,
And then you do it over and over and over again. And then I wonder why I go in to
You do this.
Yeah,
Oh fuck that! I've gotten paper cuts. I'm not doing that.
paper cuts with tissue paper.
It's paper. The core.
Oh, the core.
Oh.
All right. You're going to get a pass on that.
Well, what are you doing with the core?
Making a bong.
Yeah. The way
I hope so.
Oh, man.
it's allegedly.
You have another one?
I'm kind of in the middle of something. Give me a second here.
Go sit in your ice pack and be
I'm
quiet.
I love doing that, man. Oh, that's so nice. I got very warm testicles. I'm sorry. All right, let me see if I can
Nobody
do this.
wants to know. Well,
You're
maybe
playing too much with those toilet rolls.
Yep.
maybe that one. Yep, there she is. She cares. Thanks, Bree.
There you go. All right, I think that'll work. Okay.
Yeah, how come?
It's
thank
you.
you.
It's you. You are a fucking just disaster.
Okay.
Now,
I'm a likable disaster,
but
apparently.
you're still a disaster.
All right, so what do we got here? What are we doing?
wait a minute,
We
let me
are.
make sure
Oh,
mine
it's
is-
Brooklyn Brewery. I love
It's
these
Brooklyn.
guys.
I love Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn Brown. If they
What's
usually-
it? Marzipan Lager?
No, it's Oktoberfest.
Marzen Lager.
Yeah, it's
Marzipan. You know what marzipan is?
Yes. Yeah. I do.
I have a Paul Morgan story about marzipan.
That's horrifying.
It was horrifying.
Yeah. No, this is Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest is a Marzen style beer. This is 5.5 from Brooklyn Brewery. Their best is Brooklyn Brown, and no one has it.
I
but
love the Brooklyn Brown.
pieces of
That's
shit.
that's on the list for.
Oh, that's
yeah,
that's right up
okay.
there. Yeah,
Sure.
that's in the running.
Yep, big running.
So, all right. So
Happy autumn.
word
L'chaim.
skull. So that's wow. That's really nice. That's like very nutty brown. Wow.
That's not bad for a pumpkin beer. I'm not a big pumpkin
It's not.
fan.
It's not pumpkin.
Well, it's his Oktoberfest.
It's Oktoberfest. It's Marzen. It's just a darker style beer.
No, I like this.
This
actually.
is they usually put this in the brew keg around in March.
Now, I don't think Nick Cataldi in the house. I don't think I could drink this 6 nights in a row and be like,
Oh, I could.
But I don't mind this.
I was drinking this Friday night.
Where are you?
Yeah,
Where? There?
Screwballs.
They have it?
Yeah, they've got Sam Adams. Oktoberfest.
Oh, Sam. No, I thought you meant this.
No, if they had this, I might have been dead in the
It's got a lot of flavor.
It
very,
does.
and it's very drinkable. And you know me, I'm like a Heineken light. Yeah, I'm not like really a beer aficionado, but
That's the great part
this is
about
quite good.
doing this every week. How many beers have we done, Jim?
Oh God, more than there's 31 in the list, and we didn't start doing this until
Yeah.
fucking I don't remember.
Until this year. We've been doing this for 4 years now.
Yeah.
Sometimes we drank way too much on here, and by the end of the show we were drunk.
Well, that's why I told you about that Ring the Bell beer. I was like,
It's
I'm
good.
not a beer
No,
guy.
that's a good
we
beer.
had that here.
We
yeah.
did. It was
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
I
What'd it
very
get?
drinkable.
Did we get a rating on that?
Ring the bell. I'm looking for it. I don't know if we.
Conshohocken Brewery.
Conshohocken Brewing, or
I think we weren't doing this by then.
oh,
Wait. No.
and we
Yeah. No.
we've done a bit of the
That was quite good.
what's the other brewery over there in Norristown? Von C.
Von C. We did
Yeah.
a lot of Von C. So, what do you think of this one?
I dare I say I will give this a 7.
Dare.
Dare I
That's
do.
2 7s in a row.
I like this better than last week. I think. What was last week?
Last week was a 7 for you. That was Amber Ale. That was what I just had.
Oh, that was good.
What do you think, Mark? What do you like?
I like it a lot. I'll be honest.
On a 1 to 10, what do you think?
8 at least.
Ooh, nice. You got right up there
wow.
with me. See, I knew he was classy.
That's what they told us. That's why we brought him in.
That's what they said in the press release.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, man. I mean, and this is the time for Oktoberfest, so I'm going to be bringing a lot of these in.
Okay.
So,
Oh, I got some new black lights, by the way, at the show later.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the
Super bright.
my $12 black lights. One of them is lighting up my yard right now.
It looks good. We walked by your house the other
one.
night. The pumpkin looks great, dude.
Oh, we've got plans for that.
I said this
Bree
is the
came
teaser.
up with a really good idea about
Just the
that.
teaser. Jim
Yeah.
does one hell of a Halloween display.
Well, we both do. But I mean, holy shit, man! The neighbors are giving me a hard time. Like, I'm sitting outside trying to drink some, get drunk on my stoop like a normal human being, and the neighbors are coming by like, "What? Where's the Halloween stuff?" It's
September.
It's August.
September.
And then like September roll around and like literally they're walking by like they're tapping their wrist. I'm like, is that like you have a watch there? What?
See, they don't ever say anything to us,
Dude.
because we do the whole stealth thing.
You do it but I gotta say, we have fucked this neighborhood up in a good way.
There's a lot going on. We've walked around.
There's so much out already.
It's great.
Like we turned ours on and then
What's the street right behind where they built the new houses?
behind.
The first intersection before you get to the Cayley Road School. Sweetbriar side. Whatever that street is. Cuts all the way through.
Sue Ellen?
I guess that's
Sure, why not?
There's a house on there. They've got it's just a whole yard of stuff.
Is it the inflatable yard? I know there's one over
No,
there.
there's little
They blow shit up.
tchotchkes and little messages and all kinds of cool
Oh,
stuff.
those fucking I hate those people.
There he goes.
You got to see the guy Eric in my neighborhood. That guy, he starts like in August. He starts with the fence.
See, that's Jim.
You're talking about the guy
But
the house with all the shit and there's like no room.
It's totally crowded.
Yeah. I have
First time I saw
reasons
it.
to loathe those people.
I need to walk down. There's this one guy that he goes to Halloween Horrors every year, and he and I go back and forth. He was the day I was leaving. He was there.
Yo, Jim.
He does a hell of a display on his front lawn, but we've never been over.
It's hard because Halloween night we're busy.
Well, he has a whole thing set up ahead of time,
That's what
which I don't understand how he does that with the rain and all that. He must.
Our stuff is rainproof. And then we just put out the really big stuff the day before. That's that's all you can do.
Nancy is all about the day of, and let him just soak it in. Here it comes.
Yep. Well, you guys have a lot of electronics too.
Okay?
Huh?
You have a lot of electronics. We don't do that.
We do.
The stuff we have, like, I mean, if I have something motorized, I use a wiper motor. So if it gets wet, nobody cares.
But you fucking high or what?
Yeah, a little bit. So what was I gonna? But like, yeah, the fence this year is new
That's pretty cool.
because last year some kids broke ours.
Maybe we just better forget all this,
Nah. But yeah, we can't. We're gonna just do it like a little bit every week.
That's the
now.
way. I think that's great that you do it that way.
Yeah, I mean, but first of all, we have to. I still have
wasn't
to mow
sure,
the
like,
goddamn
so
lawn.
We walked by your fence, and Nancy's like, "This is a new fence," and I'm like, "It is." Oh, and
Touch it.
That breaks down into
Touch it.
two bags. That's it.
I was touching it.
Yeah, you can
Touch it.
fuck with it. The other
Touch
one
it.
was made out of foam. This
Yeah,
is
the
all
kid-
made.
The kids attacked.
Oh,
us
those
year.
pricks! I saw them doing it too. I was so mad.
So what was I going to tell you? Oh, I wanted to tell you my. Oh no, I'm sorry.
What?
My story.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
Okay, and then we got to interview Mark
Yeah.
because it's already 7:48.
I mean, forget about it.
So I got a note from Nick Cataldi, and he's like, "I think you were hacked," and he took a screenshot of a post with my picture,
Testicles.
my current
Oh,
picture
yeah.
on it, and it was said, "I'm selling T-shirts," which is this is a thing that's going on all over Facebook right now. So I clicked on it, and then I found it. I had because it was a picture, so I had to go find it. I had to find the
Yeah.
post and dig in. And I'm at work. This is all going on yesterday while I'm at work. So, but I wasn't really at work. It was when I got home. This is just fictional for the TV show, the radio show. Anyway, so I click on it, and it takes me to the profile.
Sorry.
And the profile is linked to some place in like New Jersey or New York. And I'm like, we got a problem here.
Yeah,
So they've
I don't think
cloned-
you're from there.
They cloned my profile. And then I don't know what else they did. And I don't know if they got into my account or not. So I notified Facebook and let them know. And, of course, they take
And I heard that's a nightmare trying to get in touch
it
with
wasn't
those guys.
it wasn't
yeah.
the easiest thing.
Yeah.
So then it takes you through like a multi-step process to change everything just in case they got in your account. 'Cause
You could be anybody.
so I went through everything and changed all the Facebook stuff and changed all my passwords and then changed my email and changed this and changed that.
They lured Ariana into it too, man.
It's bad. So, right now, all my settings on Facebook are all jacked up. I normally, there's like a thing like
So
when-
all those pictures of testicles and
they're
anal
all back.
stretching,
They're
none
all
of that's
back. No, they're back.
none of that's you.
No, but they're back.
You sure? You hesitated a minute there.
That's on the other site.
The My Fans page.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's good.
That's gross.
You disgraced yourself, and you must be punished.
That's right.
Yeah, Richard Tickner. There he is. He's the guy with the fucking yard, man.
He's right there.
I can't see that. I don't have my glasses on.
Seriously?
No, I can't see that.
Oh, okay.
I'm blind as a fucking bat.
I know that dude.
Hey, I know that dude. Jim Naffis in the house.
Yeah.
He's been going through a lot, man. He's on the road to recovery. We've been he's trying to multitask watching Tom's World is on. What the fuck?
What the hell is happening?
So now we're competing with our friends? That's not good. Richard, how did you like Halloween Horror Nights?
Bullshit.
Right, man.
I was just saying that, you were there the day I was leaving. We did 10 haunted houses the Wednesday night that we were there, whatever, September.
Where,
August.
when, what, huh?
When I was in Universal.
Oh, gotcha.
We did 10 haunted houses in one night, which was, that was a record for Nancy and I. We didn't get out of the park till after 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
And then I couldn't sleep, and I was up till 5:30.
You
I
had
was
a lot
all
of sugar.
amped up and sugared up.
Yeah.
So I went. They had these like drink specials. So if you bought a cup, it's on the bar. You got refills for 50% off. So I was like, oh, I'll just do that. So I was getting like rum and Coke.
Some more Everclear, please.
But they made the first drink I got was some kind of Fanta bullshit, some Fanta and some other booze and rum, and it was disgusting.
Fanta isn't booze.
It's a drink they use Fanta in the mix.
Soda.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
It's the
too sweet.
The Juggalo soda.
Oh,
right?
he did 8.
Is that it, or is that another type of soda?
I don't know, man.
Fanta's like an orange soda, but I think they make other flavors. But typically it's an orange soda.
Growing up, Fanta was like if my dad got a bonus at Christmas, that's what we would have. Otherwise, it was like a treat.
See, I thought
A treat's the best.
I thought Fanta was like some Mexican.
It could be.
I don't know. Not that there's anything wrong with it. But A Treat, they're a company that got bought up by one of these subsidiary companies, and now they're not the real soda anymore.
Okay,
this is
so
why people tune in.
All right, so listen to me about this.
All right, I'm listening.
So I love A Treat. As a kid, I've always loved A Treat. Their birch beer is the absolute best.
It is good, yeah.
That's better than the root beer, better than the cola, anything else. But at any rate, I called the company to find out. I'm like, well, can I get that A Treat? Oh yeah, go to this.
Who are
place.
you fucking people?
So I went there and I saw that it was in a big plastic bottle, and I looked and I was like, high fructose corn syrup. This isn't the.
Yeah, they used to use sugar, right?
Yeah. Because I found it at one of those little boutique candy stores. So I was like, wow. I said, A Treat. I said, I'll call them, see where I can go and buy it. There's only one place that I know of, and it's it's the not the Wegmans. It's Redner's.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Collegeville.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only place. So
That's not probably from the
I got a
Bicentennial.
story about that place.
But I called A Treat, and it's like this girl's cell phone. It's like, hi, leave me a message. I'll call you back when I can. And I'm like,
she's
what?
doing
It was like
microbrews.
It's like a family.
But who owns it is a company that's like real big. It's a family that's real big in like Bethlehem, Allentown. They own like a lot of property, a lot of land, and are buying up
The
business.
Stoltzfuses.
Yes, something like that.
I know
Yeah.
that.
Well, I mean, look it up.
They
I
made
don't
my
know if you
window.
can look it up and
can
find
look it
out. But at any rate, Redner's is the only one that has the boutique bottles with the cane sugar. So then I actually asked the manager. I was like, "Can I get more of this?" And he said, "Oh yeah. Just give me your name and number. And, I'll order a bunch of it for you." I was like, "Great," and he never did. I never heard from him. And I called, and he never returned my call.
That was like Gemini. When we were getting the Iron Maiden beer for a little while. Remember, we were doing the Iron Maiden beer for the longest time.
The Trooper.
Yeah, the Trooper. Gesundheit, you okay?
Yeah.
Is there a cold coming on?
No, it's all good.
Okay.
It's just my malaria flaring up.
So recently, my wife ventured over to the Redner's, which used to be a Gennardi's. That was
They're from Allentown.
Yeah.
and I used to go to that Gennardi's all the time when I worked.
What the heck
When
is
you-
going on there?
I need a little.
Oh, I thought my burp like Verve got over there.
So
Viagra for your microphone.
yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So we
They actually talk about what you just said. The company formerly distinguished itself by producing sodas in the traditional manner, e.g., using essential oils and cane sugar rather than extracts and high fructose corn syrup. There you go. Look at you.
In a perfect world, yeah.
Yeah, look at that shit.
And they're like, yeah, just leave me a message. I'll
So
get back to you.
it's the Munjones? Munjones? How do you say that? Is that who you dealt with?
No. So I don't know who's running it, but it's not the original A-Tree company, and it's not very professional.
Well, that's the world we live in now. A lot of these smaller companies got bought up by big conglomerates.
I'm going to call them right now.
All right. So Richard Tickner said he did 4 nights at Halloween Horror Night, so you didn't have the Fast Pass. I did the Fast Pass, Richard. I'm going to the Maiden Show, buddy. I'm going to be there on November 1st. That is going to be fucking great. Not as good as Judas Priest, I have to say. I know I'm breaking the rules, but I have to say the pre-show that I saw on this past tour was absolutely fucking mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Okay, but yeah.
Hang on, I'm going to call you.
You're literally calling them. You got to put on speakerphone?
I can.
Yeah, that would be the right thing to do. So we can all partake in this conversation. Hello? Howard? We've never done this on the show.
No.
Megan Phelan is not available. After the tone, please record your message. When finished, you may hang up to deliver the message or press pound for more options.
Always pound.
Okay.
Hey, Megan, I'm confused about why you're using high fructose corn syrup. Is that what you want to ask?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
As opposed to cane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they do
we're just
that.
curious.
No, I
I know
already
we
knew
understand
that they
the
did
Oh, you
that.
know why they did it?
They only do it in the boutique versions of the
so
soda,
like
but not
schlubs like us get the shitty stuff. Okay.
Right.
All right. Never mind, Megan. We figured it out. Thanks.
Okay. So big soda company, and that's the okay. So I paraphrase that like, hey, like I can't come to the phone, but you get where I'm going with that.
Yeah, I'm going to call her tomorrow and follow up.
Yeah.
You want to waste my time?
So if you want to call A-Treat and just ask some questions, their phone number is 610-434-6139. Ask for Megan. Tell her that the P word sent you.
Yeah.
Steph Sky.
Don't expect a call back.
Hi, Steph. How you doing?
I was going to be more despicable, but I realized they probably could track me, and I didn't want to deal with that.
They already did.
Well, I know. It's
They're coming after your first cat.
Oh no! Well, that's going to be gross.
It's fuzzy math.
Yeah.
They're gonna wake you up in the middle of the night, put a gun to your head. Now you want that high fructose corn syrup.
I'm so sick of people doing
Pat's
that.
in the house.
Oh
I see.
shit! Hey, Pat.
He
That's
just
what that-
popped in. There
what
he
that
is.
was.
I think he's making a frozen pizza or something.
What's up, man? Nice nipples.
No, I'm gonna.
Is it cold in your
I'm
place?
I'm waiting.
What's that?
I don't think he knows he's.
You look chilly, man.
Pat, are you in there? He's got it on mute. He's got his mic muted. I'm telling you, he's making a pizza or something, or maybe he's putting pimentos on something.
Or he's turning his heater up.
Remember pimentos?
I do. They're in olives.
I love that. It's my favorite part.
I would kill for an olive.
Really?
I have a whole jar of them upstairs.
Olives. We should
I
just
never
sit here and
liked
eat olives
olives.
all night.
Do you like Kalamata olives? I have.
What the hell's the difference?
Sorry, I'm here.
There's all kinds. There's black olives.
Oh, I know
there's
that,
Kalamata
but I mean,
olives.
what are the difference between those and like regular
Kalamata
olives?
are they're long and purpley looking.
Yeah, see, that kind of makes me nervous.
They're delicious.
I was raised Catholic, so I'm a little nervous.
Do they
about
give
it.
you gas? Because
No.
It seems like a thing that would give you gas. Like I don't like.
Pat, what the fuck are you doing, man?
What?
He's going sideways.
What's going on, man?
He's got his hair pulled back. My mother-in-law wouldn't like your hair tonight.
I'm gonna turn the camera off.
You dick! You shamed him. God.
She's not watching, Pat. She can't.
No,
see.
it's all good. I'm just
Pissing me
playing.
off.
Who is that man? Who is that man that was sitting on the sofa? He should be a movie star. He is so.
Actually, I'm not doing her voice right.
Made my groin.
That man is gorgeous. He should be on television or in a movie.
I'm sure that's the last thing you wanted to hear. After
Why
what I
was
told
why
you.
was he here? Why was he sitting there?
He's a friend of mine. He was, we're talking.
Well, I just think that man should be on television.
Doing what?
Well, I don't want to know what she was thinking. Jim.
Bowling for dollars or something.
Well, honestly, I was watching those videos on that X-Tube, is that? I thought it was YouTube, but I don't know. And the man had his Kalamata olive out. That's what I was looking for.
The Y-tube.
The Y-tube. And then I was on the blue teeth. I had that going.
Yeah.
Blue teeth, huh?
I don't know why there's so many goddamn guitars in this room.
What do you need all those? You don't need all these guitars.
We don't need that shit. Just play one.
So, Mark, tell us about your life.
I was born a poor...
I was born in a crossfire hurricane.
There you go.
I was schooled with a strap across my back.
Yeah. Mine was an extension cord.
He was hanging out with Peter Popper.
It's weird because in my business, I try not to talk too much about myself, but I do network with people. So people, every once in a while I have to get
And
up.
what is that business that you business with?
Real estate.
Oh, Mark Burkert, realtor. That's
So
got a
every
ring
once
to
in a
it.
while I have to get up in front of a bunch of people and I'm like, tell us about yourself. It's like,
Well, I like to sell hoes, but balls are tasty.
Yeah.
And,
No, so I mean, I'll try to give you the fast story, and I was a kid that one day, I was just a normal kid riding my Huffy bike, and then my buddy's older brother turned me on to this record album. It was Kiss Alive 1.
Oh, you're one of them.
Yeah, and then he started playing the drums. And I started going down, and I was like, I want to go to band practice. I want to see these guys
Wait, you
play.
started going down what?
The band practice.
Oh, gotcha.
Hey.
I'm just trying to clarify. I don't want anybody to be misconstrued here.
Try that.
Okay.
So I would go down there and watch these guys play, and one thing led to another. I started taking guitar lessons, and I was never really that good. It took me a while, but that's my part of my life. Well, the thing is like I'm not one of those pick something up and try it, and I'm great at it off the bat.
You're not Eric Cairns.
I usually suck.
I was that way with few things, like cunnilingus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was good with that.
With everything, and then after practice, or doing it along. It's even the same thing with real estate. I started at my first year. I made $3,000. I'm like, what the heck am I going to do? I got to get a job. Paul, you got to get more gigs. I need some more guitar repairs. It was rough in the beginning, but anyway, going back
Still
to that,
trying
I
to get
started
more
playing
gigs.
guitar. I wasn't very good. One thing led to another. All through high school, played music, and got my first job at a high school, the meat packing plant that I hated, and I wanted to quit. And the supervisor says, Don't quit. I said, why not? He said, this place is going under. You'll get to file for unemployment. I said, unemployment? What's that? And he goes, you get a check for doing nothing for a year. And I was like, this is great. At the same time,
It's that socialism stuff people are mad about.
well, what did I know? I was 18. At the same time, one of the supervisors said, he said, oh, you play guitar? He goes, my buddy plays guitar. I said, yeah, who's your buddy? He goes, he's in his band called Money.
Oh.
I said, I see the ads in the newspaper, and I hear them mentioned on the radio.
It's right next to hooker ads in the city paper.
Philadelphia Journal.
He said, I talked to my buddy Larry. He said, why don't you go down to Dick Lee's and talk? I said, I'm not old enough to get in. He goes, just go down there. It's like, okay, so I go down there. These two guys sitting on bar stools out front.
Welcome
Like
to Dick
this.
Lee's.
No,
Lick D's.
No, not even. He's like, yeah, what do you want, kid? I was like, I'm here to see Larry for money.
Here to make my fortune, sir.
And he goes, all right, wait a minute. He goes, hey, get Larry. And Larry comes in. He goes, oh, yeah, you Mark. I said, yeah. He goes, yeah, man, come on in.
He really said, you Mark?
Yeah.
That was his diction? What a douche.
Or you Mark.
Oh, okay.
You Mark.
Don't read too deep.
Sorry.
So I go in, and he starts talking to me. He said, hey, you play? You any good? I was like, yeah. He goes, you want to come up and do a song? I was like, that would be great. And I was nervous. I picked up Rod Margolis'
put the Speedo
Black Les
on and
Paul.
take your shirt off.
Did he still play this now?
Yeah.
And I got up and I did a couple songs. I said, yeah, man, how old are you, 16, 17? I said, yeah, I was 17, 18. And he said, yeah. He goes, you looking for a band? I was like, yeah, I'd love to play in a band. So he got me into what was the Freddie Baker Apollo artist band, Sinner. So I got to do that for a little while. And the other guitar player in the band was Jimmy Cara, who's now making guitars for all these replicas for like guys like Gene Simmons and
He's
Brad
in Vegas
Gillis.
right now. He was at a show the other day with Bruce Kulick.
So basically, you hate the shit out of him, yeah?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Who? Jim?
Yeah.
No, I love him.
Nah, he's an interesting dude.
Fucking Vegas, man.
Fine, we'll talk offline.
But he's one of those
You think I'm
guys.
jealous because I'm not in Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
There you
But
go.
yeah, Jimmy's one of those guys that like he just like if he does something, he does it to the nth degree, and he's had businesses and stuff like that. And but at any rate, I was in that band for a little while, and then long story short, I got this job at Ibanez Guitars. I had this great guitar teacher, Rich Lasner, and he stopped teaching. I was like, oh my God, my world's coming to an end. This is like the greatest guitar teacher in the world, and he played like John McLaughlin, and he had this jazz band.
That explains a few things.
Yeah, and I was like. I said, wow. I said, so I don't know what I'm going to do. And he used to come over on a Saturday, help me work on guitars a little bit. He knew because he apprenticed with this guy, John Love, who worked at Medley Music.
My favorite music store of all time.
Yeah, and John Love's predecessor was Ron Ruggiero, who I happened to wind up apprenticing with. And prior to him was Roger Sadowski, who is now the big Roger Sadowski in New York, builds basses for famous people. Anyway,
Yes.
long story short,
Sadowski
again,
basses.
Well, yeah.
Rich Lasner calls me up and he says, "Hey man, would you want to gig over at Ibanez?" I was like, "Yeah, what do I have to do?" And he said,
Did you hesitate and go, let me think about it?
My mom said I can't go on Fridays, but
No.
if it's okay for Thursdays, I'm good.
No, I was a knucklehead. I said, I don't know how to do it. He said, yeah, we need somebody to fix guitars. I said, I don't know how to do that stuff. He said, don't worry about it. He said, all the luthiers from Japan will be in. You'll come in. They'll teach you how to do everything. The third day I was there, I did a fret job for this fusion bass player, Mark Egan. I was working on Stanley Jordan's guitar. Then it was Vinnie Moore.
Was it the one that he used for like Eleanor Rigby?
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
God.
Yeah. Well, I actually I picked up his, I think it was a Travis Bean guitar.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this thing was amazing.
It's on the cover of the album, I think I have.
Yeah. And then we made him.
And then he got
I helped-
Ibanez guitar.
Yeah, the Ibanez with the modulus neck. I don't know how long he played it. And then ultimately was Steve Vai, who we built a guitar for him. It was
For the kids that don't know, Steve Vai is a mediocre guitar player who has very little skill but is very famous.
he wanted
loves to hang out with Rudy Sarzo.
Fucking God.
And we built him this guitar before there was the Gem. If anybody follows Steve Vai knows,
Right.
like the Ibanez guitar line. But
And
essentially, I pulled this guitar out of stock. We sanded it down. My boss did all the routes. The other guy, Leon Riddell, he did all the painting. And then when he was done, he gave it to me. I dressed the frets, put it together, put it in a box, shipped it to Steve Vai. And then I quit Ibanez.
Oh my God.
And then everything that happened after, I was like, oh man, why did I quit that job? But one of the cool things a lot of people don't know is like Paul uses the Floyd Rose tremolo systems on electric guitars, and it works on a knife edge system. So what happened was,
What does that mean? Knife edge.
So if you look at the
the only thing that so you have string tension versus spring tension in the back,
Yeah.
and the tensions between themselves keep.
I don't know if you can see
Well,
it.
show them.
Yeah.
I'm being them.
In there is literally at the edge of a knife. That's all that's resting on these two pegs. That's what the tremolo rests on.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
So what happened is Floyd Rose, he sued everyone. He's like, if everybody's going to make a locking system, I was the first one to come out with it. He had the patent. He sued everyone. Ibanez said, Floyd Rose sued everybody, so we're just going to make our new tremolo systems just like his, only we're going to say licensed under Floyd Rose.
Yeah.
So they made it. They said, but we need a name for it. So they had 50 names.
You gotta do it in the camera, dude.
I'm showing you.
They had.
Oh, I know. I'm just.
Same
I'm a
thing.
surrogate.
This is the Ibanez system.
And they came up to me and they said, hey, do you have any ideas for a name of a bridge? And I was like, yeah. I said, why don't you call it the Ibanez Edge since it works on the knife edge system? And they took it to Japan. Out of 50 names, that was the third name. They stopped there. They said, we don't even want to hear the other names. That's the one we're going with.
Oh.
So you know what I got for that? $50.
Wow.
After I quit.
So you can retire now.
Yeah. So I was
For your
making
marketing
$4 an hour.
genius.
I was making $4 an hour.
Yeah.
I asked for a $1 raise, and they wouldn't give it to
Damn
me.
sons of a bitches.
So Ron Ruggiero used to work on special projects, and he said, hey, listen, your work is pretty good. He said, if you really want to learn how to work on guitars, he said, come and work for me. And he said, I will teach you like the real craftsman way of guitar repair. And that was an eye opener for me. So I did that, and then I taught, and anyway, didn't make a whole lot of money doing that, and I got into, distributing newspapers and stuff because it was, an easy thing to do, supplement my income. One thing led to another. I wound up becoming a circulation director for City Paper.
Wow. See, it always comes back to City Paper.
And so I did that. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Check that out. Yeah, Reggie. I remember when he got his endorsement with Ibanez. So I worked with them. Then I quit. And the band, I was in a band called Tapping a Vein. We got signed to a record label. We started touring. That lasted for several years. And I came back, got my old job at City Paper again, and did that. And
when Mark would get done touring, I lived in the house next door to him. And when he'd come home.
What? I never knew that.
Yes. Huh. And I'd be sitting on the step with my acoustic guitar, and he'd pull up after his big tour.
Knock that shit off.
All the girls throwing their panties at him when he got off the plane.
It happens, man.
And when he pulled up in Roxborough, there I was with my guitar, with my face all unshaven. Hey, man, how was it? It was almost like, Office Space.
How?
His neighbor who would sit on the
But at any rate, I mean, yeah, they were good times. I mean, the domestic tours, the European tours, hanging out with Kings, touring with King's X, opening for The Cure.
Richard Tickner wants to know if you know Ed Abrams.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I sold him and his girlfriend their house.
You opened for
Marietta.
The Cure?
Yeah, in Germany. Yeah.
When was that?
That was 2002 at the Zillow Festival.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, there was multiple bands. It wasn't just us, but we were on the same stage with them.
Nice.
And we were like 3 bands ahead of them.
And let's just be honest. He gave it all up, and he joined Old School.
Oh, yeah. Why?
So this is what happened. So here I am. I'm living in this little studio apartment. I got back from tour, got my old job back at City Paper, started doing guitar repairs again, building my business, and then I met a girl that he introduced me to. She got pregnant.
Dirty fucking people. I
was like, I said, well, we can't live here. I said,
that's not going to work.
I said, we're going to have to get a bigger apartment. I said, how much is our rent? She said, like $1,500. And this is 11 years ago. And I was like,
where the fuck were you living?
I said, forget that. Oh, I was living in Germantown. My rent was $400 a month.
I was gonna say I was living here, 2-bedroom apartment with it was like $700 or $660 a month.
Yeah. So at any rate, I said, forget that. We're buying.
That's
a
how
house.
old we are, kids.
So
next thing you know,
sure enough, between Paul and Nancy, I wasn't in real estate at the time. They kind of helped me. They looked at this house in King of Prussia, and he was happy because you're going to be my neighbor. This is going to be great. We're going to live
drugs and alcohol.
Not Howard's house, was it?
So
no.
Damn it.
No, it was it was the Garvey house. At any rate, there's a story behind that. Anyway, we bought the house. Riley was born, and then I lost my job. And I'm like, what the heck am I going to do now? And Chris said, you should be a real estate agent. And Nancy said, I should be a real estate agent. I was like,
or a prostitute. You choose.
I was like, I don't know. All right, I guess so. So I took the test. Got my
the rabbit died. Next thing you know,
got my license.
Mark's doing real estate.
Yeah, and my first year I made $3,000. I was scared to death. I was like, "Oh, you got to book some more gigs."
No, dude, man, I have friends who did that and like
what they were hookers.
Yeah.
Oh.
But some of the other ones were real estate agents, and that's not fucking easy to do.
No. So here's the thing.
I couldn't do it. I can't deal with all that paperwork. Yeah. Like when you get a mortgage for the first time, they bring a fucking phone book and kids, a phone book is really thick, but they bring a phone book and drop it on the table like sign all this shit, and it's like
what am I saying? So that's one of the things that I actually got good at because I was a good guitar teacher. I was good at putting everything in a layman's terms. So when I take somebody through the buying or selling process, I was like, this is what it's going to look like. First, if you're a seller, like, what do you want? What do you want?
Massive amounts of money.
Right. Okay. So this is what this is going to. Okay. You want massive amounts of money.
Absolutely. And blowjobs, if that's an option.
Wait. Real estate gets you blowjobs?
That's what I'm saying.
When did this happen?
We're just throwing shit back and forth. I'm just saying, like,
yes, that's what I would like to know about it.
You know how that happens? If you're the rock star realtor.
I was gonna say we're just spitballing, but I don't want to be gross.
Yeah. So at any rate, you want massive amounts of money. So then I show you the market. I'm like, this is what homes.
See, I hate that shit.
The market.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, every once in a while,
I know you want $500 million, but you're living in a fucking shithole.
Yeah.
So we can't.
Well, I was thinking maybe we could like think outside the box. I'm like, oh.
So outside the box, your house is worth shit.
Here's what I'd like. I'd like a small hole in the ground with an underground hole inside the hole.
Yeah.
And in there, I want to have an extra large room. See? And then on the top, nobody knows it's my house.
Please stop saying hole.
Booty.
So, in the event there's a meeting of the minds, and I just take you through the process. I don't want to like bore everybody with my
No, it's fun, really.
spiel.
We've
so
got
to speak,
45 minutes, so
but
you
it's
can take as long as you
it's
need.
that.
And
it's,
Nick, that's fucking
you know,
gross. I'm just saying, but whatever.
It's the buy side. Then there's investments too. A lot of people's like, hey, I want to get a rental property, and I'm like, okay, what are you looking to achieve from that? I don't know. I just want like a rental property. I was like, well, that's cool. I said,
I like money.
No, I mean, some people just want something outside of like their 401k plan, and that's cool. Like they're not necessarily looking for any kind of equity building, or they just want to have something, some kind of safety net, and that's cool. But there's other investors that are looking for the 1% rule.
Thank you, Maryland.
Like if I'm getting $2,000 a month for rent, I don't want to pay more than $200,000 for the house, or I want a specific 7% return on investment, 7% cap rate, or I want positive cash flow on 20% down. So there's a whole
thing going on. You know what?
Give me the pen.
It's a fucking nightmare.
Who said that? I didn't bring a pen.
No, never say that to him. God damn it.
You learned that early. In the printing business.
I'm embarrassed about this too. I don't have any business cards.
I never
Who are you giving them to?
Just in case.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's that guy in Studio A.
Just flick them out. Like I have stuff for the podcast. I never bring it to shows and stuff.
I have them in my center console.
I know.
With all my business cards. And then I'm in someplace and I'm like, I don't have any cards. Damn it.
Oh, okay. So you need another one of these? Okay.
Yeah. This is going to be a heavy drinking night.
But we, I don't know if you want me to fill in any gaps like the whole.
Don't be talking dirty shit like that.
Gaps need to be filled.
So, I mean.
With with caulk?
Beer.
I was going to say, because I was asking a question to some guys one time.
Slowly.
About, I'm doing it slowly. Calm down. I can multitask.
I can't.
I was doing some, caulking some stuff, and I was like doing it. I'm like, what's better, white caulk or black caulk?
That's an old joke.
Ooh,
no, it isn't, because these guys didn't get it, and it was. I'm just saying.
That needs to be
over
fixed.
to him, and if you want to shake it up, that's fine.
Shake it up.
I'm going to ask you guys a question because I just thought of
Shake it up.
You gonna shake up the caulk?
Yeah. Just whip it around.
The more air in your caulk, the
Do
better.
you shake caulk or do you whip it?
I just click it.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Anyway, when you were kids, did your dad ever tell you to go get him a beer?
No, I was in a Jewish
Really?
household.
No, he never.
Did he ever ask you to get some Manischewitz then?
No. There was no. The only. Okay, so
my God,
there was
I was
no
raised by fucking nightmare.
There was no drinking in our house until my grandfather
What
moved
the
in.
fuck is that like?
I don't know because I don't know that in my life.
Oh my God! You never saw your dad pretend to die?
My grandfather moved in when I was about probably 11. My grandmother had passed away, so they converted our garage into a bedroom. Mm-hmm. He moved in, and my grandfather was a drinker. And he say, I was around a lot of non-Jews, and we drank, man.
What did he drink?
Rob Roy's and screwdrivers. So on Sundays, my father would get home from work.
So he's like old and shit.
The store, my dad sold appliances. The store usually closed around 4 o'clock or something on Sunday. So my grandfather would be waiting for him with a cocktail, and they would have cocktails on Sunday night.
Wow.
And that was, I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then look at us now.
Then I turned 13. 12, 13.
Maybe I'll try some of this.
I'm like, I think I'm going to make my own cocktail. So I started raiding the bar.
Ooh, Seagram 7. That sounds good.
It was more like what I had my grandfather gave.
That's the little bit of Galliano that anybody ever drank.
My grandfather gave me a Grand Marnier bottle because I thought it was really cool.
So with Grand Marnier in it?
It was empty. It had the essence.
Yeah.
So I would go around after midnight when they were all asleep on the weekends.
Pat.
And I would take a little bit. My grandfather probably had 70, 60, 70 bottles of booze down there, different types of booze.
Oh my gosh.
In a full bar.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So I would go through each
It was
bottle.
the 70s, man. Everybody had
and I
that.
would pour out this much out of each bottle.
Oh, so he wouldn't notice.
He wouldn't notice.
Would he measure? He'd
He
look.
could barely see. He was 80.
It was just you being paranoid.
Me being paranoid. So
you made swamp water.
So by the time you got done, you had, probably about a third of the bottle was filled with this concoction of wine and gin and beer and
It's called all sorts.
So we would take that and Ken Chin of all people.
Happy birthday.
It was his birthday 2 days ago.
Oh, happy birthday.
I think so. Maybe it was last week.
No. There was only. I just said happy birthday to him. I'm usually
That was yesterday, right?
A day late. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was yesterday. Yeah. So we would take this concoction. You would
take
give
this
it a
concoction.
good shake.
Yeah.
And then we would mix it with some mixing agent, which was usually my mother's homemade iced tea or some orange juice. And
That's probably for the best. Give you some sugar, so you have something to puke.
The hangover. And not to mention, you don't know how much to mix. You don't know how much to drink. You're just going to go and see what's going to happen. We drank way more than we should have. You'd wake up in the morning, you were on the floor with your feet up on the bed. And
Well, you do what I do. You drink and you're like, you see how fast I drink.
Yes.
That's a problem. That's not just alcohol. I do that with anything. And I met another
I'm
guy
aware.
who was a pro football player for Kansas City. He did
Bobby
the same,
Dreyer, no Cosmos.
He did the same thing. We were like working together. He's like, holy shit, I didn't think anybody drank like I do. I'm like, whatever you put in front of me, I guzzle it down. I love to just
Wait, what
drink.
were you doing? You worked with him?
Yeah, I was drinking like a soda. He was drinking an iced tea.
Wait, he's a pro ball player, and you guys are working together. Were you working on a team?
No, we were. No, it's a whole thing.
Oh, okay, all right.
We both sold out, but
It's like the hockey story.
So like it's like that's the problem I have, and I've told Bree this a million times. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm just.
That's how I was, and I was that way at 13 years old.
Damn.
So when the kids at
That's
school,
terrible, man. I thought
kids
my
at school
life
were,
sucked.
Talking about they might have had a beer and they're bragging.
Yeah.
I'm Friday, Saturday night.
I had a beer and now my condom's gone.
I'm literally shit-faced oblivion.
But were you guys ever potheads?
No.
Of course.
So I was like
14. That's when that happened. It was a year
I'll
later.
never forget the first time I actually got high.
Me too.
And I was at my 8th grade graduation, and I had
my story's
smoked reefer prior to, and I was like, yeah, it doesn't work for me. And then I remember that party. They said, you want to go out and get high? I'm like, yeah, I'll hang out with you guys, but it doesn't really do anything for me. And I smoked with them, and I didn't really think of it. And then I went in, and they had this strobe light going on. I was like, wow! And I'm spinning around, and like these hot teachers were saying, come on, Mark, dance with me. And I'm
Hot
like,
teachers?
and I'm like, yeah.
What the fuck were you at a PTA meeting?
It turned out to be a PTA meeting. No, it's just
my first time getting high. I was anti-drug as a kid. Mm-hmm. I was all about the booze, but I was anti-drug.
Yeah.
Then he turned 5.
Because my grandfather he thought only hippies did drugs, and this was all. My father was a military guy, so there was all this anti-drug stuff in my house.
it's a gateway drug.
Yeah. So then, what do you think made me smoke pot? The same thing that makes me ruin my life all the time.
Chicks.
Bingo. Jolie Spainer. She was. I was. 14. Jolie. Joli. Joli.
Not Jolene.
See, that's just a name that's going to ruin you.
Jolie.
Yeah.
Jolie.
Wait, who's the one I?
No, that's something.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I'm going to go pee. That's gross.
Jolie Spainer. So Jolie says to me, she's like, "You should get high," and I'm like, "No, I don't do drugs. I don't do any of that." And she's like, "You should get high," and then so we were dating for a couple months, and she gave me a little box. Jewelry box, which had some jewelry in it. It was like a lightning bolt or something.
And a split.
There was a joint in there. So we were at her house, and we smoked pot. It was the first time I ever smoked. I was 14 years old. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the sundry things that went on after that with her. And, I'm fucked up. I'm really fucked up.
Yeah.
So my father comes down to pick me up because I'm at her house. He comes to pick me up and drive me home. I get in the car. He's looking at me. We get home. We parks the car. We come in the house. I said, I got to go upstairs and do something. I fell up the steps Pop comes in. And you got a picture. My dad is an ex-football player, ex-military guy. He's 6'1",
Ex-judo guy?
Ex-judo guy. Big dude, barrel-chested. Looked sort of like Norman Schwarzkopf, honestly.
He did.
He did.
Now that I think about it.
So I'm in my bedroom, and I'm just laying on the bed freaking out, and he comes in and he goes, so, something's going on. I said, and he goes, yeah. He comes down, he sits on my bed. It was like happy days. So you were drinking, weren't you? I said, yes, I was.
Let's say that.
Because if I had told him I was doing drugs, he would have lost his shit. And he's like, all right, son, now listen, I'm going to tell you a few helpful things. When you drink, always make sure you have a full stomach. Not completely full, but make sure there's enough in there. You don't want to get sick. You want to.
If you're going to talk about chicks trying to get you high and then mention the word box, can you do it when I'm not in the other room, please?
And make sure you drink lots of water. And I'm like, okay, Pop. And he's like, we'll keep this between us.
And at that moment, you're like, my dad's pretty friggin' cool.
That's what I thought, man.
Lucky bastard.
So he leaves the room, and that was the beginning of the pot smoking, and then I met Russ Fryman. We started hanging out, and Russ was into pot. And,
oh yeah, please, thank you.
And turned out that Russ had a connection. So Russ was always hooking me up until the point when Russ got.
I love that you looked over at me when I did that. Like, that fucker, is he gonna ruin my carpet?
And
thank you.
Thank you and good evening.
So Russ would hook me up, and that was it. And then it became like my Friday night thing. Like I remember when I first started driving, I'd go out on a date. I'd take a girl out. We'd go to dinner. We'd eat some food. We'd maybe have a beer that we snuck, and then do the fun thing, and then back to the house. Well, it's now midnight or whatever.
What was the fun thing?
Oh, riding a small pony at a fair.
Well, like, oh, okay.
And
like My Little Pony.
My Little Pony.
I got you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Except it didn't fit. And so then I would come home and I'd smoke a bowl and put on Physical Graffiti.
Now, did you have a bowl or did you
Black Sabbath?
We talked about this a little bit earlier. Did you have an actual bowl or did you make it out of like a toilet paper roll?
I still have it.
Okay. See, I
got it from Artifacts in Northeast Philly, where my sister was a manager.
I got mine at, what was that place at 20th and Chestnut? Or was it 20th and Walnut? Oh. I used to get my stuff there, and there was a place in Andorra.
I lived in the fucking suburbs. We had to build ours.
Dago Louis, Richard Tickner's saying.
What?
He knows Dago Louis.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of keg parties back at Dago Louis.
I made a bong out of an old lamp. But then I had to go over to the rectory at MDP, and I threw it in the bushes because I thought they might be a little annoyed that I had it. And I forgot about it. It might still be there. When I went to, every time you guys play the MDP fair, I have. Last week, whenever you guys played MDP, I went to
Face plant.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that
face
too.
planted.
Yeah. So that was all great until I got paranoid once. And I got paranoid because a lady at the lunch lady was like, You're high.
Do you want more peas?
I was like, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. What's your name? I was like, don't worry about it. She took my money.
Paul
and I just
Adler.
walked away, and I never went back.
Frank.
I
It's
never
always
went
Frank.
back for anything at that lunch because I said, man, this chick's going to bust me.
Yeah.
And I kind of like stopped, and I was afraid to do it after that. And then every once in a great while, I'm like, maybe I'll try that again. And then I tried, and I'm like, this is great. What was I thinking? Then the third day in, I'm like, I can't do this. Oh, man. The world's going to end. I don't know.
I couldn't be around people when I got high. So
No. I know. And did you? Oh man, this one time when we were on tour with King's X, and it's like I loved King's X, and like Greg Pinnock,
Doug
Pinnock. I'm sorry, Doug.
That's right.
Pinnock.
I always forget.
That's
the name.
fine. You
he
were
was
high,
like-
man. It's understandable.
Yo, man, he goes, you want to smoke a bone? I was like, damn, man. How fucking cool is that to be to like hang out with Doug Pinnock? So we're back in the back of the bus, and we're sitting there getting high, and he's like really kind of like opening up to me about his childhood and everything that's been going on, and it just totally freaked me out. And I'll never forget, we were playing at the Catwalk in Seattle, and I was like, I gotta go. I just had to leave. I was all freaking I couldn't.
Well, there's no worries. Doug Pinnick will never ever find this.
But I was like,
show.
I was like, this guy's like, I love this guy.
I'll go
It's
find
like,
him
oh
and,
my
like,
God,
send
man,
him
I
a
gotta
friend
leave.
request.
I can't hang like this.
That's funny, man.
God.
I could never do it, man. I just passed out.
You passed out.
Every time I smoked anything, I passed out.
Oh.
See, I never did any of that stuff, but everybody I knew did. And the only
what about the pipe?
I just made it for other people.
Oh.
Like I used to.
He's a builder.
I'm like fucking MacGyver. I'll build you whatever the fuck you want, you know?
I asked you and you wouldn't do it, so I paid $200 for a Halloween costume.
I know.
I'm messing with you, Emily.
I still have sleepless nights over it, honestly.
This guy's great. He's creative. He knows his stuff. I've seen
I just didn't. I was like, well,
said that.
I could rape the shit out of Mark, or I could just tell him the truth.
Fuck you, man.
But now, man, like everywhere I went, like there were cake around here. This place is a fucking nightmare. High Times was like, this was the best place in the country.
I heard about that.
Yeah, Upper Marion, King of Prussia was the greatest place for drugs.
But
yeah, but it
really
you can
it was.
Look it up. Yeah. High Times magazine loved this place, and like
it was a different era, man.
Yeah.
Like, but you think about the reason that it was great. People listened to music.
Well, there was
these things.
Yeah,
or you had a speaker one side of the room and the other side of the room. You would sit and listen to music. I know for me, that was how I learned how music was built. Listening to the way the separation was in the recordings and hearing the squeaking of the bass pedal on Black Sabbath. And
there's also the difference between like now and then. It's like it's kind of like, think of it this way. And when the holidays came along, you know, and you know there were the Christmas stuff, you know, everybody wanted to see Rudolph. Everyone wanted to see all that stuff, you know, like, you know, I mean, if you're Christian, whatever, but it's kind of like Wizard of Oz used to come on once a year, and everybody used to watch it because it was the only time you could fucking see it.
Right.
But then it was like, okay, came out on DVD, came out on Blu-ray. You can watch it any fucking time.
yeah, nothing special.
And the same with music. Like my car, I have a shit car. It's a piece of shit. It's like the base model, but it has a goddamn thumb drive, and I get to put all the fucking music I own into it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to anything I want. But back then, you had to listen to the radio.
There was shared experience.
Yeah.
And a lot more than there is.
It was like, how many times were you driving home and you're coming up your street and a song you love comes on, you're like, fuck it, you go right past your house and you keep driving around.
Yeah.
That is something kids don't get now.
Well, there's one thing left.
I do it on Sirius.
So the one thing left that people share while it's actually happening on television.
Condoms.
Yes. Sports events.
Yeah.
So last night we were flipping channels, and I forgot the Phillies were playing. They were about to
trying
clinch.
to fucking win after a month.
So we turned the game on with literally the last 3 outs to go, and we sat up there and watched that. We were on the edge of the sofa. We were flipping out. It was great, and that's the shared experience that you get still to this day. This is Tom's World is here. Oh my God.
He was doing stuff. We get it.
The world famous.
Wow.
Famous,
do that again. You want another beer?
The world famous YouTuber Tom from Tom's. This is Tom's World.
Tom.
But there's very few things that we get to share as a society anymore in real time.
Yeah. Spit.
I mean, think about when Seinfeld was on. There was a vast
audience.
Yeah, it was a shared experience every week.
I was left out of that. I never watched it.
I'm sorry.
I was out.
I was not. I was married.
I never liked that. Did you know that I didn't
like the first season.
I didn't like. I never thought
you sir are worse than Hitler
of Seinfeld. I never thought much,
which is
of
even
him.
doubly horrible because he's Jewish.
John King was the one that was like, "You should watch that show. This is all about you, and we're the other idiots in your world, and you're Jerry Seinfeld." I was like,
dude,
all right, I'll watch it. So I watched it. And I was like, "Oh my God, this is my world."
We watched it.
Totally my
I remember
world.
Christine and I sitting there going, "That's Mark."
Yeah. Yeah, because I have this kind of like cynical approach to life in the background. I'm just watching people. I'm just like, yeah, all right, whatever.
And it's funny because when you watch on the show, he was a horrible actor.
Yeah, he was bad at the. He was
But that's what made it great.
That's what made it great because he was literally laughing in real time at what was happening, especially with Kramer.
Oh,
you know the reactions
before.
It's fine now.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I think that's all been straightened out. But you know, Michael Richards to me was the thing that made that show.
Do you remember him from Fridays?
No,
I never saw. I've watched back now, and I see the stuff.
Oh, you guys suck, you dorks, man. Fridays was shit.
Yeah, but I was busy on Friday.
Oh,
nights.
fuck you! You know, don't give me that shit.
Yeah, we were all
I was watching Seinfeld, but you didn't watch it because you were out. But back when Fridays was on, I was fuck you.
We were playing at the Galaxy and fucking getting laid.
Welcome to Loserville. Population, you.
Yeah.
We might have time to watch the reruns at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Okay.
Too drunk to do that.
Will you put the beer bottle up on the table?
So-
That's really disturbing.
You say Upper Merion was cool, but
It's like you're sticking a pen through your dick.
So-
Would you just put it up on the
back
table?
in the day when we went to the clubs, I don't know if you remember this, but me, John King, Chuck Scarpello, and Rob, we used to start.
Rob?
Yeah, we used to start our nights out. We go to the Pensport, which I had listed and tried to sell. I still have a buyer looking to buy
I didn't
it.
know you when that was going on.
Yeah, so we would start there, and it would close like, I forget, 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that. So we'd
Which
go
is
there,
still-
hang out with the girls. Then we go up Admiral Wilson Boulevard before the
you
Republican
dirty
convention
fucker.
in 92 or something like that. That was nothing but strip
Oh, it
clubs,
was
and we
strip
hang
clubs
out there.
and bad, nasty.
Yeah, hanging out at the White
hotels.
Room, trying to dodge the guys with like
And after that,
Uzis
we
in
go
their
to
shirts.
like Dick Lee's, or we go to the Galaxy, or go to the Empire. I mean, the 80s. Like,
So I didn't start going to like the Galaxy until like I was in like 11th grade, which would have been somewhere around.
Well, that's fucking weird. You shouldn't have been able to be in there.
Somehow we managed.
yeah, and the other thing too is like
1983, 84 is when I was starting.
once you were legal to get into clubs in New Jersey, it was actually harder because they weren't accepting Pennsylvania ID. So when drinking age was 18, 19, I would just take I'll borrow my buddy's blood card from the Red Cross, and it had it had his social security number. So all I had to do was memorize that, and I can get in any club.
What's Tom saying?
Tom who?
For a bit. Feel free to it's a show about nothing. Feel free to join if you guys want for a bit.
Oh, he must
Tom's
be-
drunk.
I don't know what's going on.
But
you know,
my sisters did that. My two sisters moved to fucking Jersey when they were 18 because you could drink.
Well, I used to get in.
The whores.
You know, somehow Ken Chin would get us in, and I don't know how that all worked.
He had in with the Yakuza, I assume.
I don't know, but no, he's Chinese. He's Chinese.
Oh, so with the triads.
Yeah. So
Okay.
he would, and nobody ever. Once Ken's walking in the door and I'm behind him, like I looked like I was like 75 when I was 18 or something. So we would get in there and we'd go hang out and watch all the bands. And I remember I watching bands like Ivory Tower. I was just, in high school, and I'm watching these bands, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
And
it was the greatest thing until you got a gig, and you thought it was the greatest thing until you're up on stage, and then you look in the audience, and what do you see? About 20 guitar players like this, just checking you out. And I just watched the other night. I was checking out some Vinnie Moore videos, interviews rather, and he was like, it's kind of crazy, like back in the day, it's like, you're playing, then like, there's like people out there with their arms crossed, and it's like the intimidation kind of thing.
It was.
Yeah.
So when I would go to gigs, I usually had Larry in the car with me. It would be Larry and whatever girlfriend I had. That was the situation. So we'd be driving over, and I'd be usually playing like, Skid Row or Judas Priest or something to get myself pumped up, and he would just be sitting in the back. He was like Mick. Now listen, you're gonna go in there. You're not gonna pay attention to anybody else. You're in there for you. You just get up there and do you. Don't worry about what that guy does. But I'm playing with Street Talk tonight. Fuck those guys. You're gonna get up there and do your thing.
He went up and just masturbated furiously.
That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're doing solos in the 80s, you're doing musical masturbation. And I was like a year and a half into my
You
playing.
mean kind of like what we're doing now.
Yeah, it is kind of gross. Yeah.
I mean, I would be so intimidated. But Larry would he literally would just psych me into another state, and then I would go up in the dressing room.
You're like Kramer's caddy. He was like Kramer's.
I don't
caddy.
think you should say that and like
supposed
grab
to be Mick.
make fists and vibrate.
But that's what you're doing when you're playing.
Yeah, don't do that.
So I'd go up there in the waiting whatever the
green room,
the dressing room upstairs, which was like on the roof of the old house or something. It was weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like a club built around an
An old
existing
building.
house. Like only in New Jersey can you get past the zoning, or there's
so
no
weird.
lack
That's
thereof.
that's like the adult gift store here, built around a house that used to be a blind thing.
And it's weird. It's like they call New Jersey the police state, but I know more gun owners there and more weird property things. I was like,
First time I saw a machine gun was Jersey.
So that's when I started amping up my drinking more than it was already at. Like, so I would sit in the waiting room, I called it, and I would just drink heavily.
yeah.
Then I'd go downstairs. I'd walk past all the people. You know, Rich would be down there getting my amp on stage. You know, and look,
I never had that.
I had all these.
What?
I had all these guys. I had all these.
Oh man, you were lucky then.
I was.
I had nothing. It was us against the world.
But you know, we'd get up there with Terry and we'd do our thing, and sometimes it was good, and sometimes it was just what it was. It was a fucking atrocity.
Drink more, Tom. Drink more.
You know, and but then, you know, the Galaxy's really where it all changed. Like, you know, we'd been doing the Empire around that time, but the Galaxy was the game changer. That's where the men became boys.
Ew.
The boys became men.
The boys became men.
Yeah.
I got it back.
Either way,
Well,
it's kind of gross.
Yeah, because it had the stage had that sound. It's just like, oh my God, I don't know where the frig I'm at. I don't know what this person's playing with that part. It just
was a
sounds
mess.
friggin' loud.
It was
because
loud.
you had that low drop ceiling.
Yeah.
And those pars were friggin' hot as hell
because they were
the ceiling
car
was so,
light bulbs.
Yeah, and you had Bob Pry doing sound, and he just he had a heavy hand on that volume.
My big memory of playing there and
What is that?
Hanging out. It's coming from Pat.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
He's making another cheeseburger.
I just didn't know if I thought I would need to deal with something.
Was going to see Phil. What's his name's band? They weren't Cinderella, or you know, it was
Thin Lizzy,
Phil. What the
Felipe?
Oy vey.
Oh God, they were just ridiculously loud. They'd bring a wall of Marshalls.
Metal
I know
Wolf?
you're talking about Metal Wolf.
Not Metal Wolf. Oh, those guys did the same
Brittany
thing.
Fox.
This is the
We
Galaxy.
played Metal Wolf on here before.
Phil.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm friends with the guy too.
Phil.
He drives a.
Not Samuelwitz. That guy's a douche.
Phil Michaels. So Phil Michaels' band. Ragdoll.
Oh yeah.
Ragdoll. They'd bring their Marshall stacks in, and it was just blitzkrieg. I mean, it was so fucking loud. I was like, this is the fucking greatest thing ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then by that point, you know, then places like, you know, the Empire had closed, and then the Cell Block came along, and by the time the Cell Block came along and PJ's Regard, I was a professional drinker to the nth degree. You know,
that was a bad
Pay
decade
sucks,
for me.
but-
The '90s sucked. I hated.
this is the late '80s into the early '90s.
It's very miserable in the 90s.
Yeah, you and I both. Yeah,
The '90s were fucking horrible. So
Well, it makes sense though, because the 80s were it's like the music you guys played. It's all party rock.
it was,
And then it ended.
and it was
you had to grow the fuck up and
not
pay
only
bills
was it
and shit.
not only was it party rock, but there were these sections where the band had to be fucking great. So you went from that to fucking loser music.
Yeah.
That took no talent. I'm sorry to anybody who played in the '90s and did all that shit, but I remember going to see. You know, my band broke up.
Well, I'm not going to play my song now.
And Terry and Russ joined a cover band from Instinct. They joined a cover band, and we'd go out and watch these god awful, fucking ridiculous cover bands. And I would stand there, and I remember hanging out with Rob. Like, we were at
What
Dick
were they
Lee's one
covering,
night.
though?
Yeah.
Just all the horrible music that was out at that time. Like, I don't know.
And then Rob, you could never get him to leave because he's so pissed off. He paid a cover to get in. He goes, let's just stay till halfway through the last set. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Let's
Get the fuck outta here.
In the words of Paul Morgan, let's go.
All I
There's
want's an
nothing
American.
here.
See, now that leads into my marzipan story. So one day, Paul says to Nancy, he's like, I got something very special for us. We're going to have a cake. I'm bringing cake.
Wait,
for
who said this?
Paul Morgan.
Oh, okay. They said Nancy. I'm like, is she British?
No, this Paul Morgan.
Paul is British. Okay.
So he brings over this cake, and we're kind of excited. He's like, it's authentic. I got it at the British shop in it was in Chestnut Hill.
Yeah, they're very
and
similar.
he takes it out of the box, and it looks like it's plaster of Paris. And he's like, this is something I've loved my whole life. It's marzipan. And I'm like, what the fuck is marzipan? I don't know. I don't know what this is. Well, marzipan is a candy coating that is applied over a cake to preserve it in some fashion.
No.
Oh.
It was a hard shell coating of
That's not marzipan.
That's
well,
weird.
I don't know what it was. This thing had like a shell on it. You practically needed a hammer to break this thing.
It sounds like sugar.
It was terrible.
Sounds like Yorkshire pudding. Like that. Like it's not the same, but Yorkshire pudding. It just sounds like a weird thing. Like, oh God, that sounds disgusting. Why would you eat that?
It was awful.
I don't know.
It was
I like
God
Yorkshire
fucking,
beer.
and it was sort of like a Three Stooges episode. We're sitting there.
Marzipan's like cream cheese, dude.
But
whatever it is that they put on these British cakes, and
are you thinking like
it was terrible.
Fuck,
I'll never forget it.
Yeah, but we were talking about the '90s and like
we back to that shit. Bonehead and Steamroller, Richard Tickner wrote.
Yeah. So what was weird, and it kind of relates to what you were saying, and even toward the late '90s. So when I first joined Tapping the Vein, it was kind of we really appealed to that whole goth audience.
Yeah.
But
I used to go see your band.
But we considered ourselves like hard rock. We were almost like a lighter version of the Deftones almost. But it was weird. It's like but with electronics.
I'd play it, but we'd get zapped for copyright infringement.
Yeah, so
even though it's his fucking music.
Yeah, we played and I'm still in that 80s vibe. I'm jumping around and Heather's like, dude, I'm singing about all this terrible shit, and you're jumping around like Eddie Van Halen. I'm like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Tone it down.
So it's Tapping the Vein done?
Well, yeah, kind of, sort of. I mean, it's been done since really 2006. The last
you
record
guys
we
have
did
done stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the last record we recorded with Neil Kernan, who did one of those Dokken records. He did Hall and Oates. He did Cannibal Corpse. He's like all over the place, like well known. But I hated that record, So
and that would have been the dream for me to have him work on something of mine, like
But
there you were.
But working with him guitar wise, he had a very logical way of getting guitar sounds. He goes, I said, this is the list of my equipment. I emailed it to him. I said, what should I bring? He said, bring everything.
Oh,
I said,
wow.
are you kidding me? He goes, yeah, bring it all. I was like, why? He said, just bring it. I was like, all right. So I brought all my cabinets, which had different kinds of speakers, different heads, different guitars. He said, so what we're going to do first is we're going to get the right speaker. We're going to get the right cabinet, the right speaker. So he took a mic and he tried each speaker of each
how many hours did
cabinet.
that take?
It took a long time. And every take he made me retune because he goes, mate, look, you know when you did that pick slide? I was like, yeah. He goes, you changed the tuning of the strings. I was like, get the fuck out of here. He goes, check your tuning. And I was like, fuck if he's not right, man.
Wow.
The only thing I didn't like about him is he had good ears, but he mixed on big speakers, which I hated. I was like, everything sounded like a little muddy to me. But that was an experience to work with him. It really was. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
That's cool.
Nick DiDio is also really particular how you did guitar sounds when we were working with him.
Now, is Tapping the Vein doing another show anytime soon?
So this is what's funny. My singer, when we were on tour, she wound up hooking up with and marrying the guitar player from Paradise Lost. So they've been together for about 2 decades. And for whatever reason, she's spending more time back here. And I know her mom's getting on, but she's actually asking me, she goes, would you want to do like a duo thing or something? And, you know, every once in a while, we'll need like a singer to come in, and, you know, if Shaky's not available or something. And she wants to do it. So I don't know if the rest of the band would be okay with it, but
Matt said no fucking way.
Okay. He's not even on here.
He'll never be on here.
No, he's not going to deal with that shit. He's got stuff to do.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. So, you know, it's weird. It's like I'm still in touch with them, and
that's nice.
Yeah. In fact, my bass player Joey says, "Hey, what's up? Have you talked to Heather lately?" And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "If you're getting together," I said, "Well, she might come see us play at Delco on Sunday, so she might come out."
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Maybe her and David could chat.
Really?
David might come to the show.
Really? Well, I mean, but does he even know who that band?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah,
No. He knows Brian Quinn.
I know Brian Quinn.
I know Brian Quinn.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Everyone knows Brian Quinn.
He's back in town. I think he's playing tonight or tomorrow.
Well,
night or
giddy up. Let's go check him out.
So I had something to play.
You should, because you're running. You have 10 minutes, and we still have to do promos.
So,
10 minutes.
Yeah, it's 10 and 9.
So you remember, I was
time flies when you're having a bad
I was
time.
working, drinking, you know, that kind of stuff.
What, today?
Sure.
Okay.
And I was thinking of commercials from when we were kids.
You mean like the Crash Brothers commercial?
No. You remember the commercial about the cat food Crave?
Yes.
My kitty cat craves chicken.
Barely.
So
Good
I
stuff.
thought I need to remix that.
Oh. Well, let's hear it.
All right.
My kitty cat craves chicken. My kitty cat craves milk. My kitty cat craves tuna. So my kitty cat craves crave.
I was kind of surprised at like how like it just went off the rails here. I'm not even sure what they're saying. I don't think it's English.
My kitty cat craves chicken. My kitty cat craves milk. My kitty cat craves tuna. So my kitty cat craves crave.
I think we could make some money doing some commercials here. Not English, as far as I know.
Changed my mind. Something.
Really?
Yeah. Like the keyboard guitar solo.
There's lots of shit going on here, yeah.
More AI stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you think I did this afternoon?
My kitty cat craves milk. My kitty cat craves tuna. So my kitty cat craves crave. Riacho craves a day for mine.
I don't think that's English.
Riacho craves a day for mine. Riacho craves a day for mine. Riacho craves a day for mine. Riacho craves a day for mine.
I think it's cat language or something. I don't know what that is. All right, whatever. But
phrase to change my mind or something.
Something like that.
But
So
it still can't beat this out. There's
that?
nothing that can beat this out. You ready?
Yeah.
Because we all love this.
Move to 901 South Street. If you don't go to 901, you was robbed or fooled. Crash Brothers, 901 South Street.
oh, there were a bunch of strippers there.
Oh, I'll get you one of those.
All right, well, hang on. Let me do this one. This one you might like too.
If you didn't buy your coat from
You ready? Do that first. Do that first.
All right.
If you didn't buy your coat from Crash Brothers Men's Store,
You was robbed! You was robbed!
Crash Brothers, 901 South Street, still the store.
That's why we grew up all fucked up. Things like that.
Dem is dear.
So let me know if you remember this commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tweaked it a little. This is the part I messed with.
Reverb swells are awesome.
Wow.
That was a big one. Should have done that on the solo.
Yeah.
Mayer.
Yeah. So there's that, yeah. I just
sounds like nothing I remember.
No. I just think the Crave thing was kind of dirty if you think about it. Like if you just let the cat food thing go. That's another version. It's kind of like a very Scorpions thing where there's a lot of imagery about women, but whatever. So yeah. I want to do like a whole other like thing, like Scholastic Rock, but do it like all the commercials we grew up with and just redo the whole thing.
We should do the an ode to the Saturday morning stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just a bill. I'm on Capitol. I want to do that. What is that? What is that?
We can do Schoolhouse Rock. Scholastic Rock, as I was saying. Yeah.
So, Jim, you have 4 minutes left in the show. Is there anything you'd like to promote tonight?
Well, I think my daughter's show is on MoncoRadio.com.
They cleaned the studios again.
Yeah, I don't know if she's doing that or she's just phoning it in, but she's got a show going on tonight at 9 o'clock right after this in 30 minutes or so. And anyway, she'll be doing her weird thing, and you can see how much we've abused her, and you can call INS all you want or whatever the hell, with CHS.
What's going on with her?
What?
That she got some workers or
she's hired some illegals, but
I thought Pugsley was going to help her with that.
No, he's trying to get me to help him with his
that's
project.
You. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. The fucking nightmare.
Yeah. You said
Adriana's like, it was great sarcasm. What the hell, man?
Ariana.
I worked for literally moments on that. But MoncoRadio.com, the cat call. Check it out at 9 o'clock.
Nice. Mark, is there anything you'd like to promote? Anything you're selling or doing, or other than just being the magnanimous man you are?
Yeah, I mean,
websites.
It's crazy. I have a nice home in Roxborough.
Ooh.
459 Ripka Street, 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bath, with the finished basement. It's like 1,500 square feet.
I don't know, fuck Roxborough.
284.9. It's hard to find a property for under $300,000. So, I have that. I'm going to be doing an open house Thursday night, 4 to 6. And then I think I'm going to grab my dad. And we're going to go out to Maria's and have dinner. We did that last Thursday.
Nice.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, for the people that listen from all over the world that want to move to the Philadelphia area.
From you Aussie fucking people.
Mark is a realtor in this area, in the Philadelphia area. So, you can reach out to him. He's on the link here, and maybe we'll. Sorry, that's fine. It happens.
Actually, I do more than I do Philadelphia, but I do the counties.
Okay.
So if you think about the counties that surround Philadelphia, you got Philadelphia County, right? You have Delaware County, you have Chester County, you have Montgomery County, and you have Bucks County. So I do all those counties, and a lot of people are like, well, aren't you spreading yourself a little thin? You have to remember that when I worked at City Paper, I built all the routes for all the drivers. So, and then I also went back and audited them when they did the routes to make sure they're doing a good job. So I know a lot of the main streets and a lot of those areas. So for instance, you take Delaware County, the main arteries are like Chester Pike, McDade Boulevard, Baltimore Pike. You take the main line. Of course, you have Montgomery Avenue. You have Lancaster Pike. Yeah, and Lancaster goes all the way from Ballackinwood all the way out to like Westchester, Exton, Westchester, Route
Thorndale.
30. Yeah, exactly. So we did that, and then of course we went out of state as well, down to Delaware, New Jersey.
Down Delaware.
But I'm only licensed in PA.
But Mark's with Caldwell Banker, and that's a reputable firm.
No fucking way.
Yes, very way.
They did not hack your Facebook account.
Not yet. No.
So with that being said, if you know anybody that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, feel free to call me at 215-280-3903, or I'm sure Paulie will be kind enough to provide a link.
I'm hoping Jim will put up, but I'm going to put one on right now.
Yeah.
I just did it. Okay,
There you
so
go.
I have a couple things to promote, and specifically Ariana's asking some questions. This weekend,
After she's giving me shit, she's asking you questions.
That's how it works, Jim.
Ah, I gotcha. Yeah.
Do you know what a hush is?
Fuck it.
Okay, so this weekend, I will be performing, and Mark will be performing with the Mighty Old School. Saturday night, we will be with guest vocalist Bob Chavis.
Yay!
At Peppers by Amadeus in King of Prussia. We'll be doing 3 sets of all of the hits and 80s rock and roll hard rock that you grew up on and loved. And we'll be doing that with Bob. Bob's bringing a special twist to the show, some of the songs we haven't done in a long time. The set list looks really good. And then Saturday, that's Saturday the 28th.
Can I get a copy of that set list? Cause
I sent it to you.
You did.
Can I get a copy?
How come
But I'll resend it again. And then on Sunday, Old School, the regular band, the real band.
Oh, those guys.
We will be down at Tom and Jerry's for a benefit. We're going to be there. I think the thing runs from 2 to 6 or something. Old School will be performing full set between 3 and 3:30. We'll play one set.
I thought we had an hour.
We go on it between 3 and 3:30.
Oh,
that's a set.
All right. Okay. All right. All right.
Let's not get
It's a
too
long
crazy.
set.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
So that'll be going on
Easy,
this weekend.
easy.
So
Take it fucking easy.
It's 2 days of Old School this weekend.
I'm good.
Next weekend, the following weekend, we have 3 shows lined up. We have three back-to-back shows. God help us all. And we're going to end our weekend next Sunday at Tom and Jerry's again for another benefit.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So
Again with the benefits.
a lot of benefits.
benefits.
This one's
You gotta
for
go for
a
the
person.
bennies.
Next week's for a musical school. Ariana's saying she's going to be there on Sunday. Oh, there's the set list. Let's see.
I have to go to church.
I'll be hanging with you guys next Sunday.
Yeah, and you'll be hosting.
Exactly.
You're going to be the
Oh.
hostess with the mostess.
You poor bastard.
And that's at, it's going to be great, man.
It's going to be fun.
I'm excited. Gmail, does that work for you?
Yeah, that works.
Pat, what you got going on? Anything?
Give me some of that motherfuckers.
Yeah, Rust Fest on October 6th.
Yeah, we'll be doing that with you.
And Chick Vicky has a show. What is that?
That's just it. It's fine.
Everything's fine. These aren't the droids you seek.
Yeah.
So we're doing a show with Weekly and the Super Mario Bros. At the Puck Live in Doylestown on November 22nd.
What, like Mario and Luigi?
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, the Puck is the place that used to be, it's owned by the people that we played that bar up in Bucks County, and it closed like 3 weeks later.
Wait. The Puck is in Doylestown.
It is in Doylestown. But remember that place we played at? Very nice, fancy place we played at.
The
Nice
West
stage.
End?
No, this was
No, that's not
that's 6-7 months ago. It went out of business. And
Yeah. The
they-
place in Warminster.
Yeah, and they bought Puck, and now it's called blah blah blah's Puck at the blah 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 or whatever.
Yeah, it's some brewery.
It's got to be an expensive
Are we
sign.
playing there?
No, Pat is
Oh, okay.
playing there with Sick Vicky.
Nice.
Yep, and Dave Weekly's band from Rough House Tea.
How come he didn't hang out the other night? He showed up, but he left.
He had his motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
He was looking for the other band, Vic Sicky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they weren't there. It's a little
So
problem.
confused.
It's like, Dave, how come you don't hang around no more? You came, you just showed up, and then you left?
No makeup.
What's the
Yeah, back in the day, he was. There was a lot of makeup.
Him and that other guy.
Gene Simmons?
No.
Oh.
Gene was wearing makeup after the makeup was off.
Well, he probably learned it in the kibbutz.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 9:04, and somebody's looking for somebody.
Sorry. So we'll be back next week
We
at
will.
7:30 Eastern,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure who will be here.
We
Maybe
don't know
someone,
what's gonna
maybe not.
happen. I don't know.
This
Lots
might
of
be you
people.
and I, and we'll just
Maybe Mark wants to come back again. I don't know.
You can do
It's
that, yeah.
Another story to tell.
You know, see how the ratings went. If I did good, I'd come back. You know.
So
If not,
far.
you know, it's all right. You know, it's cool.
If more than 2 people watch, that's awesome. Yeah.
I think we did better than 2 tonight.
Well,
That's
maybe 3.
Like I said, awesome.
Yeah. Just so you know.
You say, hey, you want to come back next week? I got Ring the Bell. I'm like, yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
You have been listening to the American Moron Entertainment Network.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, let's do the
pleasure.
Welcome to the American Moron Entertainment Network.
Oh, yes. I've read about that in the Bible.
There you go.
Amen.
Hey, little
Last place your mother wants you to be.
Little blasphemy goes a long way. That's what my mom.
Gonna go
told
out
me.
on some Crash Brothers commercials.
There you go. You can do that. Yeah.
end
Or
it.
either that or.
Everyone does it. Now you can do it too. Shut the fuck up.
There you go.
Ariana's saying something about it. Last show for 6 months. We got to
Yep.
talk. We'll talk this weekend, kid. All right.
Does
your wife or girlfriend love me?
No.
Little horror version.
Terrifying.
It is.
All right. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Pat.
Anytime.
What the fuck is this? How long is this fucking thing? Is it a compilation?
It just keeps
video?
going. Yeah. It's
Oh my God.
Mark, we'll catch
Thanks,
you later,
Pat.
man.
Thank y'all that I am wearing some. No,
You know what you guys, Jimmy, you got to do the Rolaids commercial in metal.
The Rolaids commercial? Or all the ideas?
Yeah.
Crash Brothers Boys Store, 920 South Street, Store of the Star.
Oh my God. All right. I got to piss. So we're out. Have a good night.
Piss
See
and get
ya.
Rolaids.
Yep.